Picture this, you've finally made it to retirement. You're ready to live the dream life of leisurely mornings and endless golf games. But wait, what's that looming over your head, following you everywhere you go? It's your credit card debt.
Credit card debt, credit card debt.
Ah yes, overwhelming credit card debt. I know a lot of us have been there. You are not alone. You've got plenty of company in this not so exclusive club. According to Statistics Canada, 1 in 3 retirees carries debt into their golden years, and that's way up from only 40% 3 years ago. So the problem is getting worse. Think of retirement like packing for a long vacation. You wouldn't want to bring along a heavy suitcase full of rocks, would you?
Oh, man, why is this so heavy?
Well, that's exactly what credit card debt is. Except these rocks are collecting interest faster than your grandkids collect Pokemon cards.
Wow, that is fast.
But why are so many of us in this situation? Well, it's like trying to fit into an old pair of jeans. Sometimes the numbers just don't add up anymore. When you retire, your income usually shrinks faster than a wool sweater and hot water, but those pesky expenses, they stick around like host guests who don't get the hint.
I live here. I'm not the one who should be leaving. Oh boy!
But don't panic. There are ways to tackle the situation that don't involve winning the lottery or selling your collection of vintage moose figurines. Here are some made-in-Canada solutions. Option number 1, do nothing. In some cases, you may not have to do anything. If you're already retired and your income comes from government benefits like CPP and OAS, you may be what is known as creditor-proof. You're retired, so you don't have any wages, so if you don't pay the credit card companies, they can't garnish your wages because you don't have any.
That's for me.
They can still phone you and send you letters and they could sue you, but that may be all they do. Option number 2, refinancing. If you have equity in your home, you could consider a low-interest home equity line of credit to pay off your high-interest credit card debt. This can be a viable option because the interest on a loan secured by your house is likely lower than that of a credit card. So if you make the same monthly payments, you could pay off the balance a lot sooner. But a mortgage or home equity line of credit is only a good option if you have equity in your home, you qualify for low interest rates, and you can pay the balance owing in a reasonable period of time. If you can, great. But you'll want to stop incurring any debt on your credit cards after you pay them off. Otherwise, you'll end up with both a loan against your home and credit card debt. That's not good.
Destroy my credit cards. Debt and everything?
Option number 3, debt consolidation. If you don't own a home, you could consider consolidating your high-interest credit card debt into a lower-interest line of credit. It's like taking all of those wild party animals, your debts, and putting them in one manageable zoo, your new loan. Similar to refinancing, this option only works if you can qualify for a low enough interest rate and have the means to pay the debt off in ideally less than 5 years. Which brings us to option number 4, a consumer proposal or bankruptcy. I know it's not an option anyone wants to consider, but hear me out.
Why?
More debt isn't a great solution to getting rid of debt. If you can't pay back the high-interest credit card debt with a house refinancing or a debt consolidation loan at a reasonable rate within a reasonable time frame, you already have too much debt and you may need some help to reduce it. But no matter which option you think may be best for you, I would recommend speaking to a licensed insolvency trustee to learn which option is best for you. Remember, getting out of debt is like eating an elephant. Not that I recommend that.
How do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time. Here's a pro tip that would make your grandmother proud. Cut up those credit cards, or at least freeze them, literally. Put them in a container of water and stick them in the freezer. It's harder to impulse buy when you gotta thaw out your credit card. The road to a debt-free retirement might be longer than a Canadian winter, but with the right strategy and support, you can get there. After all, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. And that goes the same for tackling your debt. To learn more about debt management and personal finance, subscribe to Debt Free in 30, watch the podcast, or browse our wide selection of personal finance videos.